I'm not giving you authorization to record me right
I don't need permission to record you, miss.
Me? Why?
No.
It's my
Because-
picture and I don't want you to
But here's the thing,
record
you
me.
have no expectation of privacy in public, ma'am. And you work for the public,
You are
right?
zooming in on me while I'm talking to you, so
I'm allowed to record you. You work for the public, right?
Privacy we get. We are guaranteed and allowed our privacy.
Excuse me, miss. I just need to get a complaint form or a number to talk to you in regards. Oh, here's another one. Freaking out over a camera. This isn't private property.
I'm gonna take my camera in and do this to you where you work. I'm through talking.
It's the freedom of the press. We got this guy here. You're gonna be a star on YouTube also. Hey guys, welcome to the DMA 2.0 channel. We're back with another episode of DMA Reacts. Today we're going to be watching my 5th audit, and this one is at the DMV in Centennial, Colorado. Used to be Littleton, Colorado, but they chopped that city up a little bit. This is one of my most popular videos. It was definitely the one that really started getting me going. San Joaquin Valley Transparency showcased this one, and I had like 300 subscribers. And I ended up with like 5,000 after that. It's really kind of launched my channel is this particular video. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. With my camera, you're saying?
Yeah, just near the counters. It's just because there are a lot of personal information and there's like people information too. Like you went up there with your camera, and there are people discussing about their information. So,
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm not here to try to get anyone's personal information. I'm just here to document my experience, and this is a publicly owned building. So.
Yeah, I'm not denying you. I'm saying you can film, just not near the counters. That's all.
Okay, well, I can film near the counters too.
No, sir, you can't.
I can though. Is there a law or something that says that I'm not allowed to do that?
It's just our guidelines.
It's a guideline? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So a guideline, I mean, like, is that your policy then?
So I'm not answering those questions, but I'm just saying.
She's not going to answer those questions. Why can't she answer that question? Just because she just wants me to just obey. And here's another thing too. I'm here actually to get my driver's license. And this is actually originally how I ended up getting doxxed, was this lady right here. One of the trolls, the guy that follows the trolls, his name was the guy who likes pandas. He knows this lady. Her name's Rima. And so that's how I originally got doxxed, because she doxed me. It's against the law. She can't give away my personal information. And I still think you should always document all of your interactions with the government, whether it's getting your driver's license or you're doing a public records request or anything, because you never know what's going to happen. And even if they say, well, we have cameras, well, you know how that goes. Sometimes they'll redact it, or they just straight up won't even give them to you, or they'll charge you thousands of dollars to get them. There's all kinds of little tricks that they can do to prevent you from getting the public records and to not be transparent.
I'm just saying, just don't take it near the counter.
Okay.
That's all.
Well, if there's not a law to back that up, then I can record. I can record anything I can see in public, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not giving you authorization to record me.
I don't need permission to record you, miss.
Me? Why?
No.
It's my
Because-
picture, and I don't want you to
But here's the thing,
record
you have no expectation of privacy in public, ma'am. And you work for the public,
You are
right?
zooming in on me while I'm talking to you, so
I'm allowed to record you. You work for the public, right?
But I'm talking to you right now.
That's
so you
fine.
can't record me.
I'm documenting this interaction.
I have this call. If you need guidelines, you need to call this number. You have to stay 12 feet away from the counter, okay? Here you go.
That's a guideline, though, right?
Yes, those are the
A
guidelines.
guideline is a guideline. It's not a law. See, this is this is a First Amendment protected activity, ma'am. So the
you need
Constitution is the supreme
Yeah,
law
I
of the
don't want to
land.
talk to you anymore.
Okay, I just need to get my picture taken. I'll be out of here, honestly. She just doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Whenever someone challenges them, then all of a sudden, I just don't want to talk to you anymore. Right? So she has a closed mind. She doesn't want to listen to anything that I have to say. A lot of the people that don't like what we do, they'll say, oh, you're just going in there to create a confrontation. I'm just documenting my interactions with the government, and she created the confrontation. I literally would have already been gone. And you'll hear me say that a lot in this video, but I just wanted her name and that was it. And I would have been out of there. But she had to have her pride and ego on the top of the Rock of Gibraltar. And I end up staying there for like an extra 30, 45 minutes. So this lady here is Patricia, and she actually was extremely rude to me, but she ended up getting the promotion, and she was the manager of this branch. She took Rima's spot because Rima got promoted or went to another facility. And I actually have a live stream where I went in to speak with Patricia, and it was a totally different scenario. She was actually really nice, and she did get educated. So I did appreciate that from Patricia. And I asked her if she could help me figure out who was the one that doxed me. And she said she was going to forward it through the proper channels. And of course, they just completely ignored me. That happens a lot with government.
Oh, sorry. If you don't receive the new one in 1 month, call this number, okay?
Okay. Can I get your name, please? It's your policy, ma'am. You work for the public. You have to identify yourself when asked. You were trying to enforce policy on me. See that right up there, guys, in the top corner there? It says cameras in use. So they can record us, but we can't dare record them, right? No transparency. You don't get to see where your tax dollars are being spent. How dare you record us? You know, talk about being hypocritical and narcissistic traits that government has. And fundamentally, just government has this narcissistic traits. Not everyone that works in government is a narcissist, but they all display these narcissistic traits, right? Like, I can record you, but you can't record me. I'm gonna have to file a complaint against you if you don't identify yourself. You work for the public, ma'am. You have to identify yourself to the members of the public. Okay? You were trying to enforce a policy on me, and now you're not following your own policy. So we have the manager here who is refusing to identify. She wants to enforce a policy on me, but doesn't want to follow her own policy. It says she has to identify herself to members of the public. You work for the people, ma'am. You work for the people, ma'am. That's disgraceful. Okay, so real quick, and I said this in the last episode, but I said it's her policy to identify. And again, this is my 5th video, so I'm learning as I go. And it's not always their policy to identify. I say 99% of the time, it's the police officer's policy to identify. Therefore, there can be no misconstruing of impersonating a police officer and stuff like that. So, but it's maybe not their policy. I'm not sure, but I did say it was their policy. So that's something that I got wrong, just to assume that it's their policy. But either way, I still have a statutory right to get their names, just like I've said in the last video. And I did get all of their names and salaries. It took me a while, though. Like, they were definitely fighting it. Colorado is really bad with CORA, Colorado Open Records Act, and CCJRA, Colorado Criminal Justice Records Act.
Have a good day.
You too. I wasn't trying to cause any chaos. I just wanted to document this. That's all. I'm allowed to do this, guys. It's a First Amendment protected activity. Okay, your guidelines doesn't trump the Constitution. Okay, and you need to identify yourself when asked. You work for the public, and that's true. Maybe if it's not their policy, they still need to identify. They still should identify, right? Because they work for the public. Excuse me, miss. I just need to get a complaint form or a number to talk to in regards. Oh, here's another one. Freaking out over a camera. And there's actually in this video, see, we're at 4:15. See if I can find it right here. That's her right there in the doorway there. And you can see her. She's creeping and ducking, trying to not be recorded. And I actually ran into this lady at the grocery store and had a conversation with her. And she said, oh, somebody could come after me. And I have this stuff going on that, you know, no one can know who I am and stuff like that. Well, if that's the case, why would you pick a job in the public sector? That makes no sense. Go work in the private sector then. It's disgraceful.
Bye.
You're back there ducking.
See you later.
It's disgraceful.
Bye.
They're just going to ignore me. This lady back here. I see the complaint form or somebody to call in regards to a complaint, and I'll be on my way. That lady in the back said, do we have any? And Rima here doesn't even want to give me one. She's just going to completely ignore me for about a half hour while we wait for the police to show up. This lady right here is a trip too. Cat and mouse.
Yep.
See that security camera right up there?
Yep.
You're being recorded all day, every day by that. It's just one more camera.
Yep.
Please focus on that lower lens and hold the flush.
Okay, now this is considered harassment because he's following us around, so that's
She said, now this is considered harassment because he's following us around. How am I following her around? There's a desk there. Following her around would be jumping over there and following her around. That's people just kind of throw that out all the time. You're following me around, right? Because I'm pointing my camera at her, I'm following her around. And people also use the word harassment willy-nilly too. You're harassing me. Harassment has a very specific legal definition. In a public place in Colorado, if I were to follow her around with the intent to alarm, harass, or annoy, that could be harassment, but not here, not while she's a public employee in her official capacity. It can't be harassment. And I'm not even following her. Again, the manipulation and the gaslighting.
And then she thinks it's harassment. I just want a complaint form and I'll be on my way. I don't know who she's calling. She's been on the phone the whole time since I've been here. If you just give me the complaint form or the number, I'll be on my way. You need to learn the law, ma'am, if you're the manager of this place. If you would have just identified yourself, I would have just left. If you don't want me here, miss, you just give me a complaint form, I'll leave. You're keeping me here longer if you don't want me recording. I would have already been gone by now if you just give me the complaint form. So if you don't want me here recording, just give me the complaint form and I'll be on my way. So are the police coming?
I don't know. I didn't.
Miss manager lady, are the police coming?
She told Patricia to not engage with me at all. So just ignore a member of the public that is here for legitimate business. And I know taking pictures is legitimate business, but I was there to get my driver's license. So just ignore the guy that wants our name. And when he wants a complaint form because I'm refusing to give him my name that he has a statutory right to get, just ignore him.
You're just going to ignore me? If you guys don't want to be recorded, you should work in the private sector, not for the public.
And I could understand, I can't understand, but I could, I guess, sympathize with it a little bit more if every single day she had auditors coming in there recording. But how often does this happen? I bet you this is the only time this has happened. And if it happens once a year or something like that, all you have to do is just be nice and be helpful and they'll be on their way. You know, I actually saw this video. This guy does like tactical equipment channel. And he said, how to deal with a First Amendment auditor was the title of the video. I can't remember the name of the channel or I'd plug it, but he said, if somebody came into my building and was recording, all I do is say, hey, how you doing? Do you need anything? You need a bottle of water? No? Okay, cool. Just let me know if you need any help. And he said, then I would just leave. And they're going to get so bored, they're going to leave in 20 minutes. And that's true. I don't even stay 20 minutes. I stay like maybe 10. And then I'm off to the next one. It's an employee conduct check. So that's all you have to do. And it's not like this is happening on a daily basis. If you work in the private sector, like at a restaurant, they come and do audits where the corporate office will come in and make sure that the franchisee is operating according to spec. And if you just said, I'm just going to be rude and, not listen to you and ignore you and stuff like that, they just take your franchise, right? Again, it's the difference between government and the free market. And essentially that's what this is. It's an employee conduct check. And guess what? Since they have a monopoly on the use of force in a specific geographic area, they just get to do whatever they want and they get away with it.
What's up, guys? Honestly, I was going to be on my way, but the manager over there, she was giving me a hard time about recording. So saying that it's the guidelines of the DMV to not record at the counter. So I was trying to explain to her calmly that, the guidelines or a policy is really for the employees, because to enforce a policy, you could be fired if you're recording at the counter, but I don't work here. So I go by the law, right? So there's no law that says that I can't record in here. I was trying to be respectful to her.
You mind me asking why you're recording?
Yeah, that's fine. You can ask. It's because I just want to document my interaction today here in the public, right?
You do that everywhere you go?
I do, not everywhere. Like I don't do it in Target because that's private, right? It's private property. This isn't private property.
I'm going to take my camera in and do this to you where you work.
Well,
it's very disrespectful.
If I worked for the public, then you could do that.
Disrespectful.
That's your right. It's freedom. We live in America, right?
I'm through talking
It's
to
the
you.
freedom of the press.
I'm
We
done
got this
talking
guy
to
here.
you.
You're going to be a star on YouTube also.
So this guy has the audacity to say it's very disrespectful when everything that he just said was nothing but disrespect. Again, guys, narcissistic traits.
See, I was giving you guys a chance to look good. You've been cool to me. You were respectful when you came up to me. I appreciate that. I like to highlight people on my channel, but then guys like this and your manager over there are going to look bad. You're going to get a lot of views, and it's not going to look good. Yeah, you guys are making yourself look bad. I just wanted to have some dialogue with you guys and explain the situation, you know? All I wanted to do was get her name because you have a name tag.
He said, oh, good for you. That's how he treats members of the public. That's how he talks to people. Good for you. This guy's name's Mark.
It's public information. If you work for the public, you have to identify yourself when asked, right? I wanted to get the manager's name, and then I would have been on my way. But she refused to give it to me. So now I'm here until I can get a complaint form because I need to file a complaint against the manager. And I'm also going to file one against you now, too, because you've been totally rude to me. I'm a member of the public, and you work for the public.
Picture taken?
You work for the public, sir.
Did you get your picture taken?
I did. I got my picture
You're
taken.
loitering now. Then.
No, I'm not, because I still need a complaint form. I told them I still have business here. I need to get a complaint form, and I need her name. That's my business here. So I need her name. I'm going to get your last name, too.
Here's my name.
It's Mark. I'm going to get your last name, too,
You're
though.
not getting my last name.
Yes, I will. I promise
No,
you.
you
You
won't.
work for the public, sir. It's on the
No, you
website.
won't.
I can get your last name. This guy, Luke, has been really professional. I appreciate you, man, holding your cool and just treating members of the public in a professional manner. Don't learn from these guys. It's just a camera. There's cameras all over the place. You're being recorded every day.
Have a headache.
Step back to the right screen. Focus on that lower.
So am I waiting for the police or am I just hanging out here?
Smile.
What's going on? No one wants to talk to me, engage at all. This is how they treat members of the public. So I'm going to end up getting Luke's last name. I'm going to get this manager lady's first and last name, and this lady here at the desk, I'm going to get your first and last name too. I'm going to file complaints against all of you guys. And hopefully you guys will learn about public photography and that I have the right to do this. I'm not breaking the law. I'm allowed to do this, guys. If you guys would have just gave...
Real quick, also, guys, I say I'm allowed to do this. I said that a lot in the beginning, and then you guys started educating me. Hey, you're not allowed. You have the right. And I knew that we have a right to. It's semantics, but I started saying now that I have the right instead of allowed. I actually started saying allowed because a lot of you know that Bay Area transparency is my favorite. And so he used to say that. He used to say allowed a lot too. And I actually saw people in his comment section saying, we're not allowed, we have the right. And I heard him say in one of his live streams that, yeah, I know we have the right to. So I think he says we have a right to do it now instead of saying allowed.
Me your name, the manager, I would have already been gone by now. But if you don't want me here, you're actually keeping me here longer by not giving me your name or not giving me a complaint form. I still have business here.
Hey, Megan.
Hello.
This could have been over like 20 minutes ago.
I'm going to verify your information you have. Make sure it's all correct.
It's just a camera. It's not a gun. Hey, ma'am. I just wanted to thank you for your professionalism, okay? I appreciate it. I know some people don't like to be recorded, but I mean, you guys work for the public, so it's not the private sector. I'm allowed to do this, but I just wanted to thank you for being professional, at least, and treating me with respect. So.
She didn't really treat me with too much respect on that one, but I do remember her being nice to me. She was the one that helped me with my license, but see, that's the thing, is she has to kind of follow the herd, right? Like all of her coworkers, all of her friends are being rude to me. So now she feels like she has to be rude to me too. She wasn't necessarily rude, but she wasn't near as friendly as she was on the first interaction that I had with her.
Didn't have to be like this. If you would have just identified, I'd already been gone 20 minutes ago. I'm going to zoom in so I get a thumbnail of you.
And back then, I actually got that from DirectD. I don't know if you guys remember, DirectD used to say that all the time. I'm going to zoom in and get a thumbnail of you. So I copied that from him.
So are we waiting for the police? I mean, can you at least tell me that? I don't want to flee the scene if the cops are coming.
I'm sorry.
So Rima just told all the employees to go into that office so that they can hide from me. And again, this is reinforcing this behavior because she's learning this from the manager. Oh, be rude to members of the public with a camera. Let's all go into the office and hide. Like, she's teaching them that this is a bad thing, that exercising your rights is a bad thing.
You never asked me to leave. I have everything recorded. So I know you guys are closing up and everything, but you never asked me to leave. You actually will not speak to me at all. I've asked you several questions. You're just ignoring me. You could have just made the DMV look really good. I would have highlighted you guys on my channel. If you check out my channel, I highlight people all the time on my channel that do a good job and respect people's rights.
I know I said channel a little bit too many times there.
That's all I was trying to do. I just wanted to document this and that's it. And then I just wanted your information because you were giving me unlawful directives about your policy. I just wanted your name. That's it. If you would have given me your name, I would have left and that would have been the end of it. But you created this conflict. You know, your policy is you have to identify, you work for the public. You get paid with tax dollars, ma'am. So you're accountable to the public, okay? This isn't like Target. If this was like a private business, then yeah, you would have expectation of privacy, but you don't.
I'm sorry, sir. The privacy we get, we are guaranteed and allowed our privacy.
Sorry, sir.
What we are not allowed is the public gets to know what goes on in the business.
Let me know in the comment section what you think, guys. I think what he just said was the public is not allowed to know what goes on in business.
You're misinformed, sir.
We need to give it. That's okay.
There's no expectation of privacy in public, sir.
Not from what I've studied. Not anymore.
And this is Richard, and I've had interactions with him a couple other times at other DMV audits. And he never learned his lesson. He was actually telling Regan, because he didn't know that Regan was part of our group when we were there with Direct D and Jim Freedom. He was telling Regan, didn't even know that she was recording, that, oh, I've had interactions with this guy before, and unfortunately there's nothing the police can do. And he edits things on YouTube to make us look bad. Like, I don't need to edit things to make you look bad. You did that all on your own, bro.
If we were elected officials, yes. If we were elected.
So he thinks that if you're an elected official, then yeah, you have to give your name and you don't have privacy. But if you're not elected, then sorry.
So you're saying that you have privacy? So you don't want me to record you without your permission? Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Okay, but you're recording me right now without my permission. So you're allowed to do it, but I can't? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Well, I mean, you didn't say it, but you're recording me. And then you're telling me that you don't want me to record you. So, I mean, you're doing the same thing, right?
No.
Doesn't really make much sense.
Not anymore.
I mean, I'm a peaceful guy. I've been respectful to you guys too. I haven't gotten out of hand or raised my voice.
No, but you've been loitering.
I'm not loitering because I still have business here. I need information. I need her name and I need Luke's last name and I need that lady's name right there. And actually now I need your name too because
We have name tags.
I need your last name, sir.
We have name tags.
I need your last name. And she's refused to even give me her first name.
And I refer to Luke several times in this video. I actually meant to say Mark is the one that I meant to say. I confused those two people because Luke actually did a good job.
I've got it.
But it's public information. You have to identify yourself. It's your policy. You work for the public. I can pull up your salary. I can pull up all kinds of stuff on you guys. I'm going to find out how much this girl makes right here. I'm going to post it on my channel so everyone can see how she treats the public and how much money she makes. That's what she gets paid to do, is to treat the public like this. All you had to do was just respect my rights, and I would have been gone about 45 minutes ago. And then after you were trying to give me unlawful directives, if you would have just gave me your name, I would have left. That was about 35 minutes ago. But you're refusing to do that. And then we got the rest of the employees that are hiding in the office back there, so they don't be recorded. Even though they're recorded, there's a camera like every 10 feet on the ceiling here. So there's one there, 1, 2, 3. See how many cameras they have here. 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. 7 that I see so far.
It always amazes me that people are totally fine with government recording you. But if a member of the public does, it's all hell breaks loose. I can't wrap my head around that people are just so trusting of the government. We need a lot of government because they're the good guys and they're here to protect you. I mean, that's the thought process of most Americans. And I will say, guys, I was pretty nervous right here at this point. And when the police officer showed up, I even got way more nervous. Again, this is when I very first started. It's my 5th video. But luckily, Joshua, the police officer, is excellent.
Earlier, you told me that I don't have permission to record you, but you have all these security cameras up here. I didn't give you guys permission to record me. It's funny how you guys can record me, but I can't record you. It doesn't seem fair. You guys don't pay my salary. I pay yours. What time does the DMV close? Well, you could just tell me.
He said it's written on the door. You can't just tell me.
No, it's on the door. Okay. Here's the police.
So this guy doesn't want to leave, and
She never asked me to leave, sir. She's been refusing to answer any questions that I've asked.
Sounds good. Well, I'll talk to you in just a second.
Sure.
Talk to her real quick.
No problem. Yeah.
so he was here for his license, and we took his picture and everything, and we have our guidelines where he can't take his camera near to the counters just because people are sharing their personal information, social security numbers, and I told him you can film anything else, just don't take the camera near the counters. He refused to. I gave him a number for the guidelines, how we're supposed to film. I told him all the information. He just doesn't want to leave, and he said, "No, it's the public servant, and I can record you." And it's just not leaving.
Okay.
And we helped him. We took his pictures. We gave him money.
He's just not leaving, even though how many times did I say, if you just give me a complaint form, I'll be on my way. That's all they had to do. But instead, they have to call the police. They have to initiate violence on a peaceful person. Anytime you call the police on someone, what you're doing is you're initiating force on them, because everything the police do is with force, or at the very least, the threat of force. Otherwise, no one would listen to them. So when you call the police on someone, they better at least be breaking the law. I personally don't like calling the police on anyone because a lot of times they just make stuff worse, right? And you guys have seen evidence of that. But if you're going to call the police on them, they at least better be breaking the law.
License what he was here for, but
Yeah, I still have other business here.
Okay. So you said he was right up on the camera filming at the time.
yes, no, not at the counter. Like he was here, and then we have guidelines that you can't bring the camera or microphone closer. You have to stay at least 12 feet away. And I gave him the information about the guidelines, the number he can call, and what our procedures are for filming.
Okay. Where approximately is like the 12-foot mark? Where's the delineation?
It doesn't.
So spoiler alert, Joshua, I already told you guys he did a good job, but he does end up educating this lady. But I don't know if he's trying to be diplomatic because he's asking questions about the 12-foot mark, which is irrelevant. He shouldn't even have said that. He should just said, hey, there's nothing I can do. But, you know, he still did a great job. We still like, I don't remember his last name, but Officer Joshua Deputy Joshua from the Arapahoe County Police Department, Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office.
It's not here, but I told him just, like, he was right there because we were helping him, so he was just sitting next to the counter. So that definitely less than 12 feet.
Okay. Sounds good, man. I'll get right back with you in just a second. Okay. Do you guys close at 5?
We did, yes.
Okay.
I'm
Sounds
going to let
good.
my employees go, yeah.
So it's,
Almost close to 5.
yeah, pretty close here, less than 10 minutes. Alrighty. Howdy, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, sir?
Doing pretty well. So what's going on today?
Okay, so I came in to get my driver's license, and I came in with the camera. And then this lady approached me, who's refusing to identify, and she said that you can record, but you can't record at the counter. And I said that I'm allowed to record anything I can see in public. This is open to the public. And I told her again, I reassured her I'm not trying to get anyone's personal information. That sounds to me like a policy. So policies are actually for the employees, because to enforce a policy on someone, you could be fired if you don't follow the policy, but I don't work here. So this is a First Amendment protected activity. I'm allowed to do this. I'm allowed to record anything I can see in public. And I tried to explain that. Thank you. I tried to explain that to her calmly and respectfully. I said, can I get your name, please, for documentation? And she refused to give me her name. If she would have just gave me her name, I would have honestly just been on my way, and that would have been it. And I said, if you guys just give me a complaint form or a number to call, I'll be on my way. But I need to file a complaint against her. They were trying to tell me that I'm loitering. I'm not loitering. All I need to do is I need to get her first and last name, that gentleman's first and last name, and her first and last name. Because I need to file complaints against all of them who are extremely rude to me. If I just get their names, I'll be on my way. My business is done here.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I can talk to them about all of that. But understand that this place does close in a couple minutes.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to be out of here once it hits 5, myself included.
Okay.
But I will go talk to them about that, and we'll see where it goes from there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Yeah. Here, I'll just hand you my card.
That's
right?
fine.
Just got all that information on it. If I can find it, I've got so many other people's cards in my pocket these days. There you go.
Thanks.
Yep.
We got Officer Banstra. Seems really professional. I'm glad that he came.
I didn't stop him from filling it all. He was near the counters and he didn't want to listen.
Do you have a copy of the rules for this place or anything like that, what states?
Again, I don't know if he's trying to be diplomatic or just going through the motions with her, but now he's talking about, do you have the guidelines? Do you have it posted? Blah, blah, blah. Which, it doesn't matter, guys. I've proved in Colorado that there's nothing they can do about me recording, going up to the counter, for my own personal information anyways. I mean, I don't know about going up there a couple feet next to someone while they're trying to give their personal information. I would never do that anyways, because that's just stupid. But yeah, there's nothing they can do.
But I can call them and get the guidelines if you want me to. But I told him it's guidelines, and then he was arguing, no, it's not law. It's just no guidelines. It's not a law.
Yeah, it is. In terms of from our perspective, that's a little bit sticky legally as to whether we can do anything about that, whether it's actually trespassing. Because it is public property, there's a lot of them on public property. So as of right now, he's not doing anything illegal, so we can't kick him out. We can hopefully, sorry, sir, what was your name? Just so I don't have to keep calling you this gentleman.
Christopher.
Christopher.
Yep.
Christopher told me that essentially he's good to go to be out of here when the place closes. He has to leave. I have to leave. We gotta be out once you guys close, which is right around the corner, like 3 minutes away now. But he would like a complaint form, and obviously I can't force anybody to provide their information, but that's also what he wants. He says he's happy to leave once he has
I'll
that.
give
So,
you the complaint form.
okay, thank you.
Hey, thank you, sir. I appreciate your professionalism and being aware of the law, informing them of that. honestly, dude, I didn't want to cause any chaos in here. I just wanted to document my interaction and I would have been gone. So it's unfortunate that she doesn't understand the law and that she was treating people, the member of the public like that. And, you know, honestly, I highlight people all the time. I'm going to highlight you on my channel. I highlight people, public employees all the time. And that's what I would have done here if they had acted right, you know. So policy is not law, as you know, as you explained that to her. So,
What's your channel name?
it's called Denver Metro Audits.
Okay.
Yeah. I just started, so I don't have too many subscribers, but it's a growing channel.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm just trying to get some more content up. But yeah, if you want to check it out, man, check out for this video here in a couple months. I'll make sure I highlight you on the channel.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hopefully my hair looks all right. It's thinning lately.
It looks pretty good, dude.
All right.
Mine too, man. Right.
So the only thing for the office, particularly this office, we have this common, the survey thing that you can go and take. You can go to DOR, Department of Revenue website,
Okay.
and then lodge a complaint as a citizen. Okay. And this is the survey that you can take, and you can write your comments, or if you think something went wrong, this is
Okay.
okay.
So thank you, but I need names to attach to the complaint is the thing. So I need your name.
So I
need,
don't feel comfortable providing you my name. And if you
Okay.
think everything is
So-
available online, you can go and search it online.
okay, so
And I don't feel comfortable you filming me, and I've told you this. Like, I was giving you information and you were just filming me. I told you that I don't feel comfortable. Please
Right.
don't zoom in on my face.
then you guys are filming me, and then you guys have security cameras all over in here. So
she just got educated by the police officer that there's nothing that they can do. It's a lawful activity. And I'm not allowed, but I have the right to go in there and record my interactions with government. Yet she still says, I don't feel comfortable. I asked you a bunch of times. Like, again, pride and ego, guys. She refuses to be educated.
So technically, in the state of Colorado, it is a single party reporting state, which means that one person can consent or can film without the other person's knowledge or consent.
Okay.
And
So one thing on that real quick. Now, I believe that what he's talking about, that one party and two party state stuff, I think he's wrong on that because that has to do with phone conversations. So Colorado is a one party state, which means that only one person has to know about the recording. But that has to do with phone conversations. That one party, two party state stuff, it doesn't matter for recording government or recording in public. So you could live in a two party state, that doesn't matter in this situation. And again, this is my opinion because I'm not an attorney.
in a public place, obviously, if you were in a private place like your house or business, it would be different. But I can't stop him from filming right now any more than I could stop you from filming him.
Okay.
yep, and I explained that to you. Remember, I tried to respectfully explain that to you.
With all that being said, it looks like it is just after 5 o'clock, so I think it's time for us to get out of here.
Yep.
Lock the doors.
Okay.
Yep, we're going to be out of here.
Thank you.
So, yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Joshua, do you go by Josh?
Joshua, usually.
Okay, cool. Right on, Joshua. I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
Can I give you a fist bump?
Yeah.
Cool, dude.
All right, guys. So that is pretty much it right there. The DMV in Centennial, Colorado, guys. So let me know in the comment section what you think. I think Officer Banstra did an amazing job, or Deputy Banstra, rather. And so we definitely want to give him some praise. Good job. The next video is going to be titled, "You Don't Have the Right to Take Pictures of Me, Rude Employees at Bear Valley Post Office." It's a post office video. It's my very first post office one. So, all right, guys, we're going to get out of here. If you like my content, subscribe. This is the Denver Metro Audits 2.0 channel. So everyone have a great rest of your day. Until next time, love and light.